Hello, thanks for watching the second What's the Point video. And just before we kick this one off, I'd like to explain that this one and the following few will only be about 5 minutes long, and they'll be addressing some really banal crap. And just to quote Tony Judge, the historian, what we'll really be doing is going on the banality of good, because what can you do if you're not addressing the kind of crap that we need to do every day? So thanks to a friend of mine, Renato Pera, a good artist, check him out online. Today we'll be thinking about what's the point of artificial flavours? Well, what is the point in them? What's the point in making artificial flavours when presumably all they do is mimic flavours which already exist? What's more, what's the point in consuming artificial flavours when one has access to the real thing? Now, I'm sure a lot of us have watched movies such as Snowpiercer, where you have this dystopian notion of synthetic food, which is tasteless but provides the body with all it needs. But so often it's, the first Matrix, unlike the following two, which provide us with the best place to go in order to point to an example. Now, in one of the first opening scenes, Neo enters a conversation with Mouse, and Mouse begins to explain how the flavour of the gruel that they're served on the ship is very similar to tasty wheat.
Do you know what it really reminds me of? Tasty wheat.
Now, whilst this conversation quickly ends up, like every stoner conversation about colour to have ever existed, what if your blue is my purple?
What if we're all seeing different colors? Like, what if your red is my blue? How would we even know?
Holy shit.
It does raise a good point regarding the flaws of synthetic flavour. So why even bother? Other than the fact that the synthetic alternative can be quite nice, are there any advantages? Well, the short answer is maybe. As well as the circulated trivia fact goes, did you know all we have left of Gros Michel or Big Mike bananas is the tiny banana little sweets? Well, does it go that well? Kind of. This trivia fact, like so many, is fundamentally a myth. However, to be fair, there is a reportedly decent taste similarity between the Gros Michel banana and the banana sweet flavour. Both contain, and sorry chemists out there, isomyl acetate, but then that's still found in the Cavendish banana strain, which continues to exist. So, if the point in artificial flavours isn't the preservation, in case of extinction, of a particular flavour, what could it be? Is it to provide us with, the kind of immediately fixing flavours which are required by modern day society? Is it to give kids, something to spend their money on? Or is it so that we can keep strawberries in test tubes? Well, let's go back to Mouse and ask, really, if we're even heading down the right question. Perhaps instead of asking, what's the point in artificial flavours, it'd be more productive to ask, what's the point in distinguishing between artificial and natural flavours? I open this so easily by making the distinction between the real thing, but what really is that? Dimethyl hydroxyfuranone is what naturally gives maple syrup its taste, but it's also found in high doses in fenugreek seeds and has as a result been used to make maple syrup tasting coffee. What's more, studies have shown that simply colour or the label of a product will determine the interpretation of the flavour just as much as the ratios of any particular compound. This is to the extent that if you give someone two drinks, one being 10% less sweet and the other being simply packaged red, the participant will reliably choose the red packaged drink as being sweeter. Now, in a world where the notion of natural has begun to seriously drift, after all, what's natural about eating strawberries from Mexico in London during February? And where so little of our food is found by us in the wild, we can't avoid packaging, advertising, the sounds of opening bags, colours, even temperature, all things which significantly alter our perception of taste, and which are managed artificially by us. Now, of course, this doesn't eliminate basic distinctions between synthetic and natural. However, next time you buy a packet of all natural almonds in a crisp brown paper bag with dark green highlights from Bio Valley, maybe it's worth considering what exactly constitutes natural. And on the other hand, next time you buy a Coca-Cola and begin worrying about the sugar, perhaps it's worth considering why a multinational company would expend an extra 10% on sugar when they can simply colour the packaging in red. Then again, the Matrix constantly serves as our cornerstone for commonplace understanding of the postmodern, and perhaps what we really need to think about, given we're bringing in Neo and Mouse, is that if you were to go and pick your own almonds in a bush in the wild, given we grew up in this world of packaging, is the very act of going into the wild not also going to affect your perception of these almonds' tastes? How do we escape that? So what's the point in artificial flavours? Well, ultimately, the point is just so that everything doesn't taste of wheat. And why? Well, because we want more than what the body needs.
Everything the body needs.
Thank you for watching this video, and don't be afraid to like and subscribe and all those things that I meant to say, and enjoy eating some distinctly Gros Michel tasting sweets. I'm actually filming this one from my bedroom, as you can see, because my office and everything else in Dublin at the moment is snowed under, and there's no moving at all. So thank you very much, and I hope to talk to you soon.